This is the 1320 model, which is the largest four-seater in our range, and this fits in cars like larger saloons and estate cars like 5 Series, Audi A6s, the newer Mondeos, and also Range Rovers and other kind of large MPVs. So each seat is 33 centimetres wide, and they're all exactly the same in terms of they each have a 5-point harness. The 5-point harness is instantly adjustable, so there are 7 different height slots behind the squab here, and then we have what's like a lock and key mechanism, so you can instantly adjust the heights for different age children, and you want those just above their shoulders. The 5-point harness goes up to age 12, which is a huge benefit because obviously 5-point harness is so much safer than a 3-point harness. Now for babies, we have a rear-facing baby cradle called the Multimac, and this will go into 3 of the 4 seats in the 1320. The Multimacs are handed, so if you did have twins or even triplets or even quads, we'd be able to give you a left and a right hand, so you've got all options for the Multimacs and could have a Multimac in all 4 seats. So to prepare the seat for the Multimac, you have to get the harnesses out of the way, so we tuck them out here behind the squabs, tuck the crotch strap under here like so, and then the Multimac, this tongue here goes into the slot at the back of the frame, and then there's a lock underneath the Multimac, and that just locks down onto the striker pin in the front of the seat berth. So they'd stay in the Multimac until they're about 15 or 18 months or longer if you can, and then once they are ready to go forward facing, just remove the Multimac permanently, pop the seat cushion back in its place. Then you'd move the harness right down to one of the lower levels, so you want the harness always just above their shoulders. And then with the Ilva headrest that provides side impact protection as well as comfort, that is then the equivalent of a Group 1 seat. And that will just keep growing with the child, so the harness keeps moving up to the next level, as will the headrest. And then once they get to about 6 or so, you'll find that you've got this gap between the top of the seat and the headrest. So we've got a back pad, and that simply clips onto the stalks of the Ilva and just offers them that rearwards protection as well as the side impact protection, so they can then continue using this headrest up until they're about 12 or so. Now, in some cars with lower roofs, you may find that there isn't sufficient headspace above the 2 end seats for this setup as it gets a bit higher. So in that case, you could use what we call a Tommy headrest. So that as well works for bigger children or even small adults. So on that note, the 5-point harness will take them up till they're 12 years old, and once they get too big for the harness, say if your oldest reaches 12, outgrows the harness, but your other 2 or other 3 still require the harness, we've got this option called a plug-in buckle, which means that your oldest can use the seatbelt from the car while sat on one of the end seats in the Multimac. So that just future-proofs it really, and you could, at a push, have a small adult sat in the Multimac with that buckle on a short journey as well. To remove the Multimac from the car literally takes about a minute or so. It is quite heavy, so actually lifting it out probably does require 2 people. So if you remove the seat cushions, the 2 centre seat cushions, you'll then see the tether straps are held in with 2 ratchet straps. So So it's just a case of releasing the ratchets, removing the legs, which will actually be held in on bungees, so you can just rest them on the Multimac frame when it comes to taking it out the car. And then the whole thing becomes loose and can just be slid out of the car. The Multimac is the perfect solution for the growing family. As standard, it comes in a black faux leather, but you can opt for real leather and choose from an infinite range of colours and stitching options.